Hello, students. We are so happy to welcome you to become a part of a university that recognizes and embraces all the different cultures and people that make up our diverse community. Our faculty and Hello, students. We are so happy to welcome you to become a part of a university that recognizes and embraces all the different cultures and people that make up our diverse community. Our faculty and staff are some of the most caring and compassionate individuals you will ever come across. But apart from this, we are qualified, willing, and dedicated to helping you achieve your goals as you navigate your academic journey. We cannot wait to meet you.
Our university prides itself in promoting diversity, and we believe that an academic institution represents a microcosm of society. So we have students, lecturers, and members of staff from all different walks of life, from different countries, races, religions, socioeconomic statuses, and a plethora of cultures. We welcome you to our family.
Welcome to a university that believes in bringing people together to make the world a better place, and advocates that when we acknowledge, embrace, and learn from people who are different to us, we are enriched.
It's so much deeper than just having different accents and different skin colors. It's about coming together to share different experiences and different viewpoints. And we welcome you to a university that affords our students that privilege. It's a privilege that can only come from being part of such a diverse university.
At USC, we believe having diverse students, faculty, and staff adds a richness to what students gain along their educational journey. Students learn vicariously as well as literally from the various encounters they have with their lecturers. This contributes to a holistic and meaningful academic experience.
Welcome to University of the Southern Caribbean, where we believe that by having lecturers and staff from different cultures, then we are better able to connect with students from different cultures, and we are also better able to provide mentorship for students from different walks of life.
At this university, you will see the benefits of interacting with faculty, staff, and peers who have different life experiences than you do, and truly understand how this is important to your holistic development.
Being exposed to different beliefs and cultures helps students evaluate their own beliefs, and by doing so, strengthen themselves as individuals.
Students at USC value having a campus community where every single student can feel a sense of engagement and belonging. We pride ourselves in having something at USC for everybody.
We encourage students from all different classes and creeds to learn from each other as we come together to achieve success. We welcome you.
I am USC.
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 We are USC.
Hello, and welcome once again to Virtual Week of Welcome. My name is Anton Charles once again. And my name is Isaiah, and we are here today to welcome you and to also be your host for
the day 2.
That's right, and not forgetting Casper the Ghost sitting right here with us, man.
Kaden Essen.
Kaden is in here. Yeah, I'm so sorry for all of you who joined in, hoping to see her. She's gonna be here soon. All right. This is day 2 of our Vote Your Week of Welcome. Right, different setting, different vibe, nice and calm.
Very mellow.
We're all at our homes right now.
Yeah.
All right. So for those of you listening in your beds, good morning to you. For those of us
Must be
listening,
nice.
yes, very nice. Yes. For those of us listening in the shower, I mean, good morning to you. Have a great bath. For those of us on the toilet, good morning to you as well.
Good morning to you too.
Right. In the kitchen, eating breakfast, yes, good morning to you as well. All right, so we're going to start off with a word of prayer first of all, and then we're going to just dive into our session today, man. Day 2. Izzy, if you would please.
All right, let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for the privilege that we have to come once again in your presence. We pray that as we about to begin this day 2 of Week of Welcome, that you will bless our hearts and that you will be with us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. So day 2, man. Day 2, it's all about what?
A chill vibe.
Chill vibe. All right, you got a lot of information from yesterday. Yesterday was amazing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, just big up to everybody who was here yesterday, live audience, everybody who was online.
Yep.
It
was amazing seeing every one of y'all.
It really was. After 2 years
of
COVID, right? To see this hall as packed as it was yesterday, fantastic, man. You might actually be the biggest group of freshmen to come in, in a very, very long time.
I could just imagine chapel.
Bruh. Oh, chapel. Yeah, guys, come to chapel, though. Yeah, don't be. That's not nice. All right. So, Vote Your Week of Welcome Day 2 has a lot in store. Of course, it is mandatory that you guys attend all the sessions, right? I can't stress this enough. You really do need to be at these sessions, right? And again, you at your home. Right, kick back with your little top and your Crocs with no socks, right, and rock back. Enjoy it.
And just enjoy.
Yeah, enjoy the ride, man. So first to start us off, we got a devotional nugget by who, is he?
Pastor K. White.
Pastor K. White, nicely done, man. We heard from her yesterday.
Yes, we did.
It was great.
Very,
awesome
very
stuff,
great.
Man. So looking forward to Pastor K. White. Off to you, man. Devotional nugget.
Yes.
As we shared in the Word of God yesterday, I spoke on the topic, what do you know about God? And I spoke about David's experience and how he allowed the Lord to lead in his life. And today we're going to shift to some young men. I see 2 young men hosting today. So we're going to shift to some young men today as we go right into the Word of God and pray. The Bible says in Daniel chapter 3, 17 and 18, if it be so, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the fiery furnace, and he will deliver us from thine hand, O king. But if not, be it known, we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. I've entitled our brief devotional nugget today, Remain Faithful in Times of Difficulty. Let's bow our heads for prayer. Father, for the next few minutes, lead and direct us in Jesus' name. Amen and amen. In the book of Daniel, chapter 1 and 2, we witness a very intriguing relationship, an exciting relationship between Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. The 4 young men, they end up in Babylon in captivity. And in Daniel chapter 1 and 2, Daniel is the main star in the books. But as we shift to Daniel chapter 3, Daniel is not present, but we see Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. What is interesting about this very text that we're looking at today, this is the first time that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego would speak in the book of Daniel. It's not only the first time the young men would speak, it is also the last time. Because after the young men make this declaration in Daniel chapter 3, they are no longer found in the book of Daniel. The Bible says that the king, he has set up an image and he said to bow.
The young men decide they will not bow. And I want to plug in here as new students in USC, even though you are in a Seventh-day Adventist institution, do not bow to anything that is not of God. So the Bible says that the young men decide they will not bow. But what's interesting, while they decide they will not bow, there are people watching. There are some people who always have a way of watching what other people do. Have mercy. And no matter how you try to live your life for Jesus, there's some persons who are always there to look and to make comments and statements. And so they run to the king and say, hey, these 3 young men which you brought from Babylon, you brought into Babylon, they are not bowing. Something has to be done about them. It is sad when people always attempt to tear you down. And as students and as leaders even in the church, we come to realize there's some persons like that. But in spite of that, the story gets exciting. The young men said to the king, "O king, we are not careful to answer you in this matter. Our God," somebody needs to get excited this morning. The young man said, "Our God whom we serve." The young man made it clear, first of all, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego made it clear that the God of heaven, they said, he is our God. He is not just the God of Daniel. He is not just the God of our fathers. He is not just the God that we have heard about. He is our God. I say to us today as a people of God, as students who are entering USC, ensure that the God of heaven, he is your God. The young man said they're about to be thrown in a fiery furnace, and they said, "Hey, king, our God." Personal relationship, whom we serve. I want to plug in here that when we love God, we will serve him. Hence the songwriter says, "I will serve thee because I love thee." I said to you yesterday that I attended the University of the Southern Caribbean. I worked, I served the university church as a Sabbath school teacher. I was the RA in the dorm. I was the student dean in the Linda Austin Hall. I was operator. I worked in admissions. I mean, everywhere. I cleaned Larry Lister. Everywhere there was a job on the campus. Me and my twin sister, Faye White, we were there serving. And so relationship with God allows us to serve. The young man said, "Look, our God," and we're talking about being faithful in times of difficulties. They're about to be thrown in a furnace. "Our God, whom we serve, is able." The young man had confidence in God. Somebody needs to say hallelujah. And the Bible says that they said, "Our God, whom we are serving, he is able." The word able from the Hebrew is also translated capable or powerful. So the young man said to the king, the God we serve, come on, he is capable and he is powerful. So in other words, the young man had no doubt that God was able to do something in their experience, that God was able to deliver them from the furnace. They had no doubt that God was able. But what gets me even more excited about the passage is when they say, "But if not," somebody needs to get excited about the word today. "But if not," in other words, we don't doubt our God is able because he's capable and he's powerful. But if he chooses not to work in the way we expect, we will not bow. And today I say to our new students who are coming into USC, allow God to be your personal savior. Our God, serve him whom we serve. Believe that he is able to bring you through the financial challenges, the academic challenges, the relationship challenges, the difficulties that you're going to face. He is capable and he is powerful. And if, students, God chooses not to move in the way that you expect, like the Hebrew boys say, we still will not bow. At that moment, Jesus could do nothing else, have mercy, but to show up in the situation. The Bible says that the king allows them to enter the furnace, and then the king says, did we not put 3 men in the fire? Why is it I'm seeing 4 men? Hallelujah. And the 4th one looks like Jesus Christ. I want you to know that when we're ready to stand for God, he will stand for us. He will come himself on the USC campus to stand up for you. He's going to give you breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough if you're able to say today, and for your 4 years or your 5 years or your 2 years at USC, our God, whom we serve, is able. He is capable. He is powerful. But if he chooses not to, I will still trust him. I want you to rejoice in the God who is going to do it for you over and over and over again, deliver you from the fire. Have a wonderful school year. Have a wonderful journey at USC. And the blessings of the Lord be upon your life. Be like these 3 young men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. God bless you.
All right, we are back. And look who we have here. Yes, she is.
Audience checking time, boys
Yep.
and girls. If you're from your different Caribbean islands, now is the time to drop those
flags.
Are you on the Zoom chat? Yes, you are. Drop it down. Let's go up the aisles. This time,
Yeah.
we have Google Maps, right? So we could actually check through. He's not hearing anything that I'm saying. Oh, I think my mic is like dead. Can you hear me now? Is it possible now? Nah? Is he there?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? No one can hear. That's crazy.
Maybe they can.
We'll just do like sign language.
Mine is working? Oh, yeah, mine is working. All right, so audience, check in. Put your flags down in the comment section. Also, tell us what school are you from? Are you from School of Science and Technology, School of Business, School of Social Sciences? Let us know. Let us know what degree you are signing up for, or what career path you want to pursue.
What are your life goals?
Yeah, what are your life goals? What do you do for fun? What are your hobbies?
Look for in a life partner.
Are you looking for love? Yeah.
Anson Charles, are you looking for love?
We're back with this.
Kaden Essen. I'm afraid. Yes, you should be. I'm about to go down on one knee now. She consistently shuts me down. No love.
I love you guys so much.
Oh my gosh.
This is a vibe, man. I know
Yeah.
you guys are going to interrupt this, man. They can't hear me.
But you know, it's possible for you to find love even virtually.
Yes, man. And in love with what? This school.
But I would say virtually for sure. I mean, we've been through this lockdown for like
2
what,
years.
3 years now. I know y'all found love and broke it up and probably back on the streets. But you know, love is possible here at USC.
It is very much possible.
I'm seeing a lot of Trinidadian flags. Gianna Leach, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, please forgive me. School of Nursing.
Ooh, big up you.
Yes, I'm seeing these on the YouTube chat.
How about in the Zoom chat? Do we have access to the Zoom chat?
All right.
Some love, man.
Yeah.
Who else we got?
Let's see. Guys, put your flags in the YouTube chat. We want to know where you're from. We want to get a feel of, you know, who's watching, who's zooming in.
Zoom chat is disabled.
School of Business, Cecilia McDowell.
They said the Zoom chat is disabled. We gotta get that on, man.
Yeah, I think that will be rectified in just a moment. Thank you for letting us know.
All right.
What comes next? Academic deans, I believe.
All right. Now, I believe you would have met your academic advisors yesterday for registration, those of you who were able to be here. So we're gonna introduce them now again for you because this is very important.
These are your academic deans, however.
Academic deans.
So, academic deans.
feel like we're just gonna be like on for like 2 more minutes again.
It's vibes. It's all right.
Random banter in the chat, just in case.
Yeah, man. I know we're also live on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the best academic experience of your life. Let me say congratulations to all of you for making the decision to pursue a degree in either humanities or education, in particular during a pandemic. This is a time when in people's lives where they are very uncertain about a lot of things. But despite all of that, you have made a decision. You have decided to brave the waves, brave the storms, and attend university. Let me say as well that your undergraduate experience will be the best of your academic experiences. You may go on to do a master's degree, you may go on to do a PhD, but none will compare to your experience in undergrad. It is the time when you get to go to classes, when you get to meet with your friends, when you get to participate in campus-wide activities. So in as much as I will tell you as the dean, do your best, get all A's, have an excellent GPA. Equally as important would be your participation in campus-wide activities, in school-wide activities, making friends, establishing long-lasting life relationships. Experiences, expectations. What can you expect from the School of Education and Humanities? You can expect experiences that will challenge you academically, experiences that will challenge you to give nothing more than excellence, experiences that will motivate you to a high standard of scholarship. You can expect to have faculty that will work with you, faculty that will mentor you. You can expect exciting clubs and societies. You can expect a wide cadre of excellent experiences. So let me say again, welcome to you, our beloved students, and I look forward to meeting you in person. I look forward to seeing a lot of you all in my offices, not to query grades, but just to see how I'm doing and just basically to establish beautiful relationships. Again, I say welcome.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today to welcome you to the School of Social Science and the University of the Southern Caribbean. I am Dr. Edward Clark, Dean of the School of Social Science and Professor of Social Psychology. I'm here to serve you and to make your experience at USC exciting, educative, and surely inspiring. To begin, let us talk briefly about your academic departments and the committed faculty who chairs these departments. First, the Department of Social Work is chaired by Dr. Glenda Hinkson, and the Department of Psychology, Behavioral Science, and Criminology is chaired by Ms. Sadia Moore. In the Department of Social Work, there are 3 emphases: mental health, community, and a combination emphasis of both mental health and community. In the Department of Psychology, the emphases are development, health, general, and this year we are hoping to launch sports emphasis as part of your psychology program. In the behavioral science, we have 1 emphasis, psychology. Now, the culture of the School of Social Science focuses on spiritual, social, and academic development. The spiritual culture of the School of Social Science is aligned with the spiritual ethos of the University of the Southern Caribbean. This means that we offer a learning environment and an education that is founded upon the Christocentric philosophy. We believe that true education is the harmonious development of the head, the heart, and the hand. Therefore, we provide you with a holistic academic experience, one that you will truly enjoy. This simply means that our degree caters to all your all-round development. The school embraces the following core values of integrity, honesty, humility, excellence, and competence. These values guide how we treat our students and how lecturers interact in the classroom. We seek to produce exceptional professionals who will rank above competitors locally, regionally, and internationally. As such, we equip you with critical thinking and analytical skills, competence in research skills, superior knowledge, and excellent content delivery. These are just some of the prestigious standards we nurture and promote in our students. Our school fulfills these objectives through Christian instructors who translate our mission and vision into daily behavior. We encourage creativity and initiative. We encourage teamwork and team spirit. We nurture excellence and productivity. We nurture an environment of moral values and spiritual growth and development. But now, I know that you are super excited to be part of our school, and we're excited about that also. So what should you expect in class? Number one, attendance is taken at every class, especially for all GATE students. If you are late 3 times for a class, then that is equivalent to being absent from class once. If you are ill and you cannot attend class, then you will need to have a medical note for the instructor of that class. You are required to read your course outline, and this is very important, and keep it throughout the semester as it provides a lot of information about the course. So what should students expect from faculty? Faculty is consistent, firm, and fair. You should expect course documents, and the leading document you should expect is your course outline. Explanation of assignments, a stimulating and exciting learning experience is guaranteed at USC. So what do we expect from you, the student? Attendance of all classes are mandatory unless there is an excuse or some permission is granted. That you participate in class activities, and that's in an interactive way. You participate in school activities such as sports day, and we look forward for you attending and supporting your various schools. Submission of work on time, meeting all your deadlines. And if you can meet your deadlines, I suggest you contact your lecturer timely. We want you to manage your time wisely because you want to maximize your time here for your own personal development. And then there's some general information. I want you to know that the lowest grade to pass a class at the university is a C. Any grade below a C is marked as a fail. There's a process to meet with the dean or the chair of your department if you have issues, and we will attend to them expeditiously. If you need to request a letter from the school for whatever reason, for example, a job, you will need to give us a time period of 3 to 4 working days to get that letter prepared and signed and delivered to you. First and second year students must visit the Advisement Center for all academic advising. Third and fourth year students will receive academic advising from the lecturers at the School of Social Science. And these lectures will be the ones that are assigned to your degree programs. It's important that you always pay attention to your course sequencing sheet when choosing courses for a new semester. This is absolutely important so that we don't want you to choose courses that are outside of that sequencing sheet. If you're unclear about something, also ask someone from the school, such as your lecturer or your chair of your department. Do not rely on information from your friends. Get it directly from the source. I hope that this very brief introduction was clearly understood. And I must say that we look forward to seeing you in the School of Social Science, and we wish you a warm, hearty, embracing, safe welcome. Blessings to everyone.
I'm here today, new students, in order to welcome each one of you. We are proud to have you here, and I can assure you that you have come to the right institution in order to prepare yourself for the service of this world as well as for the service to come. And so at this time, I will have to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Emmanuel, the Dean of School of Science, Technology, and Allied Health. Now, in the school, we have Department of Bio, and then we have Department of Computing, we have Department of Family and Consumer Sciences. We also have a Department of Nursing Education. Students, I just want to tell you that with all these departments we have, especially when you go into bio, you who are leading yourself into the healthcare as well as going into medicine. When you come into also computing, we have especially dynamic faculty and equipment which you'll be using to study. And I want to tell you, the faculty and staff are going to take you as their own children and they are going to train you. Let me tell you, we have experienced faculty, we have those with doctorate, those with master level, and all of them are going to be with you during your 4-year journey in USC here. Before I say anything, I would like you to know that we have chairs for each of the department. We have the chair for bio, we have the chair for consumer sciences. We also have a chair for the nursing department. And I would like you to know your chairs and your directors so that you'll be going to them and they are going to help you. I would like to, once again to say welcome to each one of you. We are happy for you to join us here. We are going to take you as our own children. We are going to be closer with you and love you. And we will do anything you want us to do for you, we'll be ready to help you with that in order to achieve the aim why you came to USC. Once again, I would like to thank you on behalf of School of Science, Tech, and Allied Health. I would like to say you are welcome and you are going to be blessed by what you are going to study over here. Thank you very much for choosing USC and especially coming to School of Science, Technology, and Allied Health. Welcome, each one of you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sherilyn Ligol, and I'm the Interim Dean of the School of Business and Entrepreneurship. You know, everywhere I go, someone says to me, one day I want to own my own business. That might sound familiar to you. If it does, it may be even you. And if you want to own your own business, you have come to the right place. In the School of Business, we prepare you to understand the fundamentals of owning and operating your own business. Or maybe owning your own business or operating your own business, maybe that's not what you are interested in. Maybe you are interested in being a CEO or managing director or an expert in accounting or finance. Then if that is you, here is also the place for you. Now, while we're here about learning quite fun and interesting things, we want to let you know that university is not just law and life. Law and life? What exactly is law and life? Lawn life, you know, is when you see those lovely pictures that people sit on the grass and they're chatting with friends and hanging out. Yes. Now, university is not just about lawn life. While you are here to have fun, remember, you are here to work hard. So, welcome to a holistic experience. Welcome to the School of Business and Entrepreneurship family. Caring teachers and challenging work. Welcome to Progress. Welcome aboard to an exciting experience. Welcome to the School of Business and Entrepreneurship. We look forward to meeting you.
Hi, good day. I am Fazaduddin Hussain, big long name for a small man. I am the Dean of the School of Theology and Religion at the university. The students know me by the name Pastor Faz. My friends call me the bishop. However, there are no bishops in the Adventist church, but it's a biblical term meaning elder. So I consider myself an elder among the people of God. Today, I bring you greetings, salutations, and well wishes from the STAR, that's means School of Theology and Religion. Now, we are the tiniest school on the campus. Our enrollment is about 80, 90, sometimes 100. Though tiny, we have big plans with God and for God. I have seven professors, full-time professors, and several adjunct teachers. We have two programs in the School of Theology and Religion, theology, and we have religion. Most of the students do theology, and so we want to welcome you to USC. We trust that your experience here will be a successful, a prolific one. Your experience will be enjoyable. You will be satisfied with the exposure here on campus. My teachers will teach each of you. Every one of you will have to do 4 classes, general eds, that are religion classes. And those of you who are doing theology will be doing 130 and more credit hours for your program. We are glad to have you. We are here to serve you. Feel free to drop at our office in the upper room, up at the office in theology on the western side of the campus. God bless you. I wish you a successful and enriched semester, and we know you'll make good grades because with God's help, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, they will help you to have great success in all your plans, all your studies, and all your projections for this school year. God bless you, and have a nice day.
Gentlemen, back with our host. Yes, man. Kaden, we got some announcements we really want to give the people before we continue on today. Week of Welcome, Day 2. But what's up? What
yes, we do. First of all, can you guys hear me? Yes, you can. Great. So, a very important thing to note is that all information can be found on our USC webpage. That is usc.edu.tt/WOW, which is WOW, right? For those of you who are joined on Facebook and YouTube, you can definitely feel free to join on the Zoom link, which is a little bit more interactive and personal, you know, just for you. That email is on your email address. So all you have to do is just register. 3-step, first name, last name, your email address, log in. Right? And another very important message for you: all parents are welcome to join with your children at 11 o'clock, where Dr. Clark will be having his session supporting your child or spouse through university.
Yeah. Dr. Clark, guys, remember that name from yesterday.
Do we have any more announcements?
Indeed, man. Do we have any more announcements?
Did we tell them about the Q&A?
If you have any questions whatsoever, you can drop them in the Q&A section on Zoom.
Yeah.
Now today, ladies and gentlemen, we really want you guys to free up yourselves, right? Let's dive into the chat. We were in the chat a while ago. There were so many of you guys from the island of Trinidad and Tobago, unexpected, of course. Unexpected, of course. So let's just start right there. Big up all of the Trinis, right? The Trinbagonians, the Bagonians, all you guys from this beautiful Republic Isles. Big up yourselves
UK
one
as
time.
well.
You saw the UK.
I saw UK flags.
British people. Anyone from London? The bridge, is it still falling?
We're so glad to have you guys here, and what I love to do is thank you all for being such
Serious.
a great team, such a good sport. Yesterday, everyone came, they lent us their patience. I'm so thankful for you, thankful for your parents, taking that time out of their whole day to be with you here with
Love the
us.
support.
Thank you for choosing USC, and thank you just for being your authentic, beautiful selves.
We love you guys.
We love you guys
We
so
really
much.
do, man. I
Look
saw some
forward to seeing you
Guyanese in the chats as well, man. Land of many waters, right? And we did learn
Water.
about water, right? We learned about water. Is water wet? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Because it does the wetting. Big up these guys from yesterday.
Big up. See a lot of people from St. Vincent and the Grenadines as well.
For real? I mean, you could go ahead, just pick up
We
your
have,
second home, man.
We have 2 people here.
2 people from St. Vincent. Nah, there gotta be more Vincents
2 people.
in the chat, man.
There must be
There
some
gotta
more,
be more
but
Vincents in the chat. If you're from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, man, just pick up yourself in the chat right now. I know there's more
Nice.
Vincies in the chat, man. Right now. Just go. Vincies, go nuts.
We have a Vinci Antiguan.
A Vinci? What is that? what? How does that exist? Explain that. Is it like half Vincentian, half Antiguan? Is your mommy
think
Vincentian? And your daddy Antiguan is half of your
We see another Vinci.
Another Vinci, right? Very
And a
good,
Vinci
man.
and a Trini together.
And a Vinci and a Trini together, so we got hybrids up in the chat, man. That's what we love. You see, you know how to stick.
Oh, we have some more.
We have a lot of Vinci.
Kavisha Richards, Shania Thomas.
I don't like to butcher people's names. So
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
dog,
read.
like IRL,
But
sorry.
big up you.
But I want you guys to feel included, I want to call out your names, but
Antigans, Montserratians, that's what they call you all. St. Croatians, I think
Dominicans.
Dominicans, Martinicans,
Bajans.
Guadeloupeans,
People from Bim Bim.
Lucians, you know that, Bahamians.
Bahamians.
All right, correction right there. There's something today.
Puerto Rican.
Puerto Ricans, we have from Spanish people. Hola, soy Dora.
All right.
That's all the time we had to do for today. We're going to take you now to our next segment. It's going to be Your Mental Health is Not Taboo. And in this day and age, your mental health is important. I have a cat for my mental health, for those of you who love animals.
Yeah.
And today we have none other than Miss Shanice Phillip, which is our university counselor, to help you to understand just how important
Your mental health is.
that's right.
Isaiah Bonson, if you will so do the honors of leaving your seat subtly but not so subtly to head over. There we go. Look at that. The camera just followed you. I saw it.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, my name is Shanice Phillip. I'm the counselor here at USC, and today I would like to talk to you about your mental health. So we chose topic today, your mental health is not taboo, because there's a lot of stigma around mental health. So we just want to take a moment to kind of discuss that and hopefully change some point of views on your mental health and get you to come into the counseling department whenever you need it at USC. So let's talk about it, yeah? All right, first things first, let's talk about what is normal. A lot of people like to talk about what is or isn't normal when it comes to your mental health, but the term normal is very subjective. Every society, every person has a different definition of what normal is going to look like. So, who defines normal? What is crazy? What is the difference between different and being sick? How people judge human behavior really depends on how much is their own personal background. And the same can be said towards your mental health. Your mental health comes from public stigma, self-stigma. It can come from gendered stigma. It could be internalized. It could even be conscious or unconscious. So today we're going to talk about some of those mental health myths that you see kind of circulating around, and we're going to do our best to debunk them bit by bit, and hopefully by the end you'll see why your mental health isn't taboo and why your mental health matters. So the first stigma that we're going to address or look at is right here. The one that says, people who say they have mental health issues, they're just seeking attention. That's it. You know, there's nothing really wrong with them, or they're just doing it so somebody else can pay attention to them. I'm sure you've heard it in some of the older generations where they say, oh, she, or he, they always have something going on. They just want somebody to talk to them, or they just want somebody to pay attention to them. And that's not the truth. If you're having experienced mental health issues or concerns, it's not an attention-seeking behavior. Yes, you are seeking attention, but not in a vanity way. You're seeking attention because what you really need is support from the people around you. So that's one myth that we carry here, and not just in general. These are kind of things that I've heard spoken around the Caribbean when it comes to our view on mental health. The next thing I've heard is mental health is just something, it's just how you need the attitude adjustment. It's something that could be fixed. If you just think correctly or you just change how you think, then all of your mental health problems will disappear. Now this one, while there is a nugget of truth in that, because how you think does influence your behavior and can influence your feelings, your mental health is not just something that you can always think away and think into a good or think into positive vibes all the time. Mental health does have a physical component to it. Sometimes your mental health can be impacted by your physical health. It could be impacted by your hormones. It could be impacted by your neurons, what is and isn't firing correctly. So it's not just something where it's an attitude adjustment where you can just think it away all of the time. Sometimes there is something more going on and you need the assistance to help regulate you and get past that particular issue. Yeah, so it's not just you need an attitude adjustment, you just need to be happy, as some people like to say it. Yeah, the next thing is that your mental health problems aren't real. It's all in your head, and this one goes along with it's just an attitude adjustment. A lot of people say, oh, it's not that bad, you're just being dramatic. You know, if you think mental health only if you was really sick or if you was really having problems, it would look this particular way. It wouldn't look that particular way. So if it doesn't look like this, then it's not real. It's just in your head. You're just being overly dramatic. That's something I've heard as well from people. If you're feeling mentally ill and you're not looking, you're looking like you're happy, you're well dressed, you're going out and spending time with friends, you're doing good in school, you're able to get up in the morning and eat breakfast or clean your room. Sometimes people saying once all those things happening, obviously you're not mental, you don't have any mental problems. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just making it up. You're being dramatic. You're just seeking attention. See how all these kind of myths kind of build in together? And this one also kind of leads into the next point, which is you're too happy. You have a good life. You have food to eat. You have a house over your head. You go into school. Yeah? You have people in your life you could talk to. You have all of these good things going on. What you depressed about, what you anxious about, what you have problems for. I'm sure a lot of people have heard that one before, where it's saying that if something is going well for you, if you might not be struggling visually, or your struggle might look different, then you're not struggling mentally. And this one is very disheartening, because when people finally come out and they speak up and they say, well, I'm experiencing this, I've been having problems here or there, people often try to point out all the good things in their life that are happening to them. And while sometimes this can have good intentions, it can also be kind of dismissive, where the person now feels like they don't have a right to feel sad. They don't have a right to feel like they're going through something difficult because they have all of these other good things going on. I've heard people say, I had 2 parents, I always had food to eat, my mom used to drop me all over the place, we used to have money whenever I needed to do this. I don't have any reason to be sad. I don't have any reason to be depressed. Yeah? And that's not true. Just because your life seems good or things are going well doesn't mean that you cannot have or experience mental health issues. And this kind of ties into something else that we see happening in the Caribbean, and I like to call it Oppression Olympics, where somebody will say they're concerned about something, or they're feeling overwhelmed or anxious or depressed or hurt or whatever the issue may be, and then somebody else will say, well, you feeling that, well, I had to do so, or this person had to do so, and then we also saw that stigma that we used to see online all the time. Oh, it have children starving in Africa. What you complaining about? you know? People used to say that all the time. And I used to call it oppression Olympics, because it's almost like people are fighting to have the most oppression, or to be the most oppressed, or to have the most problems, almost as to say, well, these people have more problems than you. I have more problems than you. All of this is going on that's more impactful than you, than yours, or whatever you're experiencing. Therefore, your feelings are invalid. So let's not participate in oppression Olympics. Yeah, there is no one person's feelings that is more valid than another. If you are experiencing some mental health concerns in one way, maybe you're feeling anxious or overwhelmed by school, and somebody else is experiencing some mental health struggles another way, maybe they're experiencing grief or loss of a loved one. Just because they lost a loved one and you're feeling a little depressed or anxious about school doesn't mean that your depression is somehow less than or less valuable or less impactful to you than that person's loss of a loved one, just because it looks different. Yeah? Another myth that we encounter about mental health is that black people don't have mental health problems. I don't know if anybody else has heard that one, but I've heard that one quite a few times in smaller groups when talking to people. It's often kind of perceived that, well, black people had to go through so much, or we are a stronger stock or a stronger breed. We don't really have those kind of problems. Going to see a therapist, feeling depressed, and all them things, that is white people problems. Or that is for people in other kind of countries, not Caribbean people. We don't experience them kind of things. Because apparently the color of your skin or where you grew up is going to say whether you can experience mental health problems or not. So obviously we know that's not true. All races, all people can experience mental health concerns. Once you have a mind, you can experience mental health concerns. And coupled with this is another element or sub-element to it, where sometimes mental health is seen as gendered, where men don't experience mental health problems. Real men don't do this. Real men don't do that. Or it's only women who will be overly dramatic or sad or depressed or all of these things. Apparently only one gender has access to certain mental health concerns or issues or emotions. So sometimes that can stop people or slow down people from seeking help because they see it as, well, I's a man, or I'm a girl, or I'm a woman. I shouldn't have this particular issue or that particular issue. So just like with the black people don't have mental problems is not a gender thing. It can happen to every and anyone at any point in time. Yeah? And the last thing I wanted to address is one that's going to lead us into our next topic, which is your mental health has to be really bad in order for you to seek help from anyone. Yeah, a lot of people are of the opinion that unless you're not St. Anne's crazy, quote unquote, meaning that you are at a state where you cannot function, you cannot do anything, you need to be hospitalized, it's really dread, it's real bad. That is the only time you could go and seek somebody's help, or that's the only time you can qualify, or the only time you should go and look for mental help. After you've broken down to your bare minimum, you can't function anymore. And I'd like to challenge this myth or this stigma by making a simple comparison. Yeah? When it comes to taking care of your physical health, you're not going to wait until you cut your hand, you're not going to wait until it gets infected and it starts oozing pus and all that gross stuff, it's red, it's irritated and all of that before you clean the cuts and put on a plaster, right? If you fall down and you break your leg or you break a bone, you're not going to wait until it's swollen or the leg starting to atrophy or all of that before you go to a hospital, right? And even in other simpler ways, you take care of your physical health. You drink your water, you eat, you exercise. All of these things are preemptive. You're not waiting until you're sick to go and see a doctor. And as soon as you realize you're sick or something is off or something is wrong, you address that right away. You seek help for it. Your mental health is the same thing. You do not have to wait until you're in a space where you cannot function at all in order to go and seek help or ask somebody for assistance. If you're feeling anxious about presenting, or you're feeling anxious about schoolwork, you feel like you're not able to keep on top of all your tasks and your work that you have to do, you don't have to wait until you fail a semester to then be like, okay, I should go and talk to someone, or I should see the counselor, or I should tell my teacher. Yeah? If you're feeling depressed and you're feeling down, you don't have to wait until you can't leave your bed or you're experiencing suicidal ideations to be like, I need to talk to somebody. I need to go and get some help. The whole idea behind it has to be really, really bad in order for you to seek mental health is very harmful, because it pushes this idea that unless you're completely broken or your life is in shatters, you don't need any assistance. And today we're going to challenge that, right? This is why your mental health matters. So the whole idea behind your mental health is not taboo, and our presentation today during orientation is to encourage you as students to be very self-aware about what is going on when you're experiencing concerns, when you think that you're not able to manage or you need a little bit more assistance here and there, to reach out before it becomes a big problem. Don't listen to these myths, all of the things that we would have mentioned before in terms of when you can and cannot seek mental help. Who is mental help for? It's for everyone. Yeah? So to kind of conclude, your mental health is not the absence of mental illness, right? So just because there's nothing serious going on doesn't mean that you shouldn't address your mental health. Just like you're preemptive and proactive with your physical health, you should do the same with your mental health. Your mental health includes your emotional, physical, and social well-being. It will affect how you feel about yourself, how you interact with the world, how you live your life. It will affect how you solve your problems, how you overcome challenges. It speaks to your resilience to overcome problems. It speaks to your ability to achieve your goals. It speaks to your ability to build and maintain relationships, to contribute to the community. Yeah? Your mental health should not be reactive. It should always be proactive. Right? Of course, sometimes it's going to be reactive because something happens and you need help to build it, or you need help to kind of work through it. But the goal here, just like when we're doing stress management talks and time management talks, is to set up a system, a toolbox, a set of techniques, a set of skills that you can use to make sure that you're always taking care of your mental health. So when a problem arises or issue arises, you can address it and work through it rather than having to react to it after the damage has already been done or after you've already felt overwhelmed. So with that stated, I would just like to share the contact information with the counseling department. So our new students coming in will know how to contact our department, how to reach out, how to utilize the service that is free and available to you. All right, so hopefully we can get that on screen. 1 second. All right, so let's get that on screen. Just pop it back up. Alrighty then, so this is the contact information for the counseling department. We have a WhatsApp number, we have a mobile number, you can see the office number as well as an email address that you can message us at. So if you want to contact the counseling department, and hopefully after our little talk about mental health taboos here, you know that you don't have to be in dire need in order for you to reach out to the counseling department. I will walk you through the simple process of booking an appointment and coming to see me and having an opportunity to chat. So you can send us an email saying that you would like to have a session or conduct a session with us to the email address listed on the screen. And we will then send you an intake form where you get the opportunity to tell me or share what are some of your concerns, what are some of the things you want to talk about. And as soon as we get that in, there's also a form that you fill out that tells us your preferred dates and time. Sessions are available in person at USC campus or online via Zoom based on whatever you're comfortable with, and we can also do it hybrid. We can have some sessions in person when you have classes on campus and some sessions at home when you're working from home that day or if you don't have school or classes on that particular day. Once we get your intake form and we know the date and time that you want to have your sessions, we book you into the calendar at the next available date and you show up and we start working. It's as simple as that. It's free for you to use. It's covered in your tuition, and you can have as many sessions as you want for as long as it's available. So I hope with this information shared that you're not going to wait until things are feeling overwhelmed or you feel like you can't manage or you feel like if this is your last step in order to reach out to the counseling department. If you're feeling overwhelmed and you need a place to rant and vent and talk about how you're feeling frustrated and stressed out and you need help to manage your time and all of that, you can reach out to us and we'll just book you in and we'll get things going. So that is my presentation today on Your Mental Health is Not Taboo, and I hope to see all of our new students and returning students come this semester.
Thank you, Ms. Shanice Phillips, for your very informative and educational presentation. I think it's so amazing.
Can you hear us? All right.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Ms. Shanice Phillips, for your very informative and educational presentation. I think mental health and getting to know this is intensely and immensely important for everyone. You know, we go through times where people make fun of this, and that's not how it is anymore, guys. Like,
Mental health is a serious
mental
thing.
health is a serious thing, and we need to take care of that. It's so important.
All right. So next on our list, we have welcome from the extension campuses. So you get to see the wide variety of campuses that USC has to offer.
Welcome to the University of the Southern Caribbean. I am delighted that you have chosen this university to pursue your studies. Here, we will nurture you, provide you with a rich educational journey along with uplifting experiences that will grow and develop a better you. Your part is hard work. Virat Kohli puts it like this: self-belief and hard work will always earn you success. That success will be developed through a love for God and through His guidance. I wish you an exciting journey with the University of the Southern Caribbean. Success to you and welcome.
Hello, my name is Cecilia Catherine Inglis-Leon, and I'm the coordinator of the St. Lucia campus of the University of the Southern Caribbean. I am happy, I am delighted to welcome you to this university. Now, you have made the right choice. USC is the place for you. Are you wondering if you're going to make it? Sure you will, because Philippians 4:13 says, "For I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength." I encourage you, you give it your best. Put all that you have and trust in God. He will help you. You will make it. You will succeed. And we all will be proud of you. Your parents will be, I will be, and above all, you'll be proud of yourself. So let's go and let's have a wonderful time together at the University of the Southern Caribbean. God bless you.
Students of the South Campus, welcome to our campus. Welcome to the place where your minds will be expanded, knowledge will be imparted. Welcome to the place you'd call your second home for the next 4 years. Class of 2026, the administration, faculty, and staff is excited to start this journey with you. While we know this journey won't be easy, rest assured that we are here to be with you every step of the way. Be determined to accomplish your goals. Be determined to be a leader and not a follower. Be determined to overcome every obstacle, knowing that God is your captain and He would see you through. Class of 2026, welcome.
To welcome all our 2022 freshmen to this an exciting journey at the University of the Southern Caribbean. I welcome you to your journey beyond
excellence. And do note that Ralph Marston said, excellence is not a skill, it is an attitude. And Zig Ziglar said, your attitude will determine your altitude. Welcome from the administration, faculty, staff, and current students at the Guyana campus. Welcome to the class of 2026.
I am Susanna Gore, the coordinator of the Antigua campus. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to your new exciting academic journey. Wow! As you go through this experience, you will have your highs and your lows. But please remember that you are not alone. God is with you. That great God who gives wisdom and all that you're so much in need of. He's just a prayer away. And your lecturers, the coordinator, your deans, they are just a telephone call away or even walk to their offices. And so you are not alone. Don't try to make it alone. And in closing, I'd like to leave a quote that I found worked with me right through my academic life. Ellen G. White, in the book Education, page 99 to 100, she says, remember, you will never reach a higher standard than you yourself set. So set your mark high, and step by step, even though it be by painful effort, ascend the whole length of the ladder of progress. Let nothing hinder you. Students, welcome and all the best success to you in your academic journey.
Hello from the Sister Isle. I am Mrs. Venus Simon Frederick, Campus Director of the Tobago Extension Campus, where minds come alive and excellence blossoms. Welcome to the University of the Southern Caribbean. You have made an excellent choice, particularly if you've chosen to study at the Tobago campus. I assure you, you will not be disappointed. USC offers a holistic educational experience, and so we want you to excel holistically. We want you to excel mentally. Study. Pay attention to your assignments. Get those A's. After all, you came here for a degree. We want you to excel socially. Be sure to make friends along the way. And don't forget your family members. You will certainly need their support on this journey. We want you to excel physically. Take care of your body. Eat well. Exercise. Drink lots of water. Get adequate rest. Above all else, we want you to excel spiritually. If you seek God first and His righteousness, all other things will be added on to you. Remember that without God, you are nothing. But with Him, you can do all things. So enjoy this wonderful journey. We're happy to have you here. Bye.
What is up, guys? Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us again. So we are here to just kind of take up some beautiful time. We're going to be honest with you guys, man. But in order to do so, we want to actually give you some advice on what to do on campus. And now I know a lot of you guys are new to campus. Some of you guys, this is your very first campus experience. So you may not know exactly how to move about on a university campus. So these helpful tips will be able to keep you, from making some very embarrassing mistakes and getting your videos posted on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, right? And I mean, persons such as myself would comment on that and laugh. So, just to kind of help you out, here are some very good tips on how to survive your university experience. Tip number 1. Numero uno, Monsieur Boisson.
Have a lot of snacks.
Have a lot of snacks. For those of you guys who live on dorm, you will realize by now, right, that food does not fall from the sky, right? You got a budget. So how do we survive a, foodless university experience? You have some snacks. I recommend ramen, top ramen. It cooks in under 3 minutes. Very, very easy to do. Sometimes you don't have to cook it. You could eat it straight from the pack.
No.
right, top ramen, man. Get your vibe.
And you also don't want to be walking up and down that hill.
Bruh, you also don't want to be walking up and down. And that is tip number 2. For those of you guys who live on dorm, right, plan your day out from the jump, right?
Yeah.
From the time you leave that hill and you come down, make sure you you route out everywhere.
Because you don't want to go back
You
up.
don't want to have to keep walking up and down that hill to try to get from place to place, man. That is going to tire you out. You lose some good weight, right? Your calves are going to be looking amazing at the end of the day, right? But you're going to be burnt out, man. So plan your route, classes, the cafeteria, KFC, dorm, right? Basically, plan out your right now. Tip number 3, Kaden.
I would say get to class early, at least a little 3-5 minutes before class actually starts, because lecturers take attendance, and when you're early, I think you get like a 5% something.
What?
Okay.
I've never heard of that.
I guess that's just what I wish happened. I wish that is what used to happen for us. But
Really?
so with GATE, you don't want to be late, or you don't really want to miss classes. So I think
Yeah,
if
you don't want to
miss,
miss classes with
like,
GATE,
how many
no.
classes you miss to
I
be a
can't even remember.
complete absent or reach late.
Probably a certain percentage, but
A certain
definitely try not
percentage.
to miss any classes.
We don't
yeah.
want to get in any bad vibes with lecturers, even though all of our lecturers are sweethearts. They're so patient and understanding, to be quite honest. They're amazing guys. And that is your repertoire you want to continue to have with them.
Exactly.
You show respect. They're going to love you. They might even bring fruits for you, because we up in the valley.
We have
People
mango
fruit
trees.
Just be nice to them, if you know what I
Yeah.
mean. If you
And
know what I
classes
mean.
are very small. So you have a one-on-one interaction with your lecturers. Pairs, it's easy to make pairs. What else? Huh?
Yes, it's nice. Has fruits too.
I mean,
Tip number 6. Right?
Study for exams.
Study for exams. I mean, I feel like
You
that's a
come here to
given,
study, so yeah,
right?
you have
Study
to
for exams.
study.
Now, to be very honest, I go be real. I am a crammer, right? I don't know how you guys do this study weeks on edge and remember that stuff
Well, it
for
depend-
exams. I am a night before the exam crammer, right? And I leave that exam with an A, right? Now, know yourself. Only because Pastor Jack had praise on my hands. That's very true, right? Now, if that is not your style, you are not a crammer. I would specifically speak to those bio majors, because you
Do
guys
not
are
cram if
yeah.
you're a bio
Don't
major,
cram for a
please.
bio major exam, please, right? Also, you're all out here trying to save lives in the future.
Yeah.
So if I am a patient and I come to your hospital and I remember you from USC communication skills, and I know you used to cram a night before the exam, I know you don't know what you're doing on my body, right? You don't know what you're doing on my body. So don't touch me,
Definitely don't.
right? I want to go to that doctor who used to study weeks, months before the exam. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you have
that
to-
guy.
you have to study.
You had to
You have
study,
to
man. Study hard, right?
have a study schedule.
Wait, like imagine going to the hospital and you being picky and choosy, like you want to live or not.
My girl, to be very honest, in this day and age, it's okay to be picky and choosy at the hospital.
It's quite true, but I mean, if Isaiah Bossall makes it this far, trust him with your life. Maybe not, but give it a chance. Life is about taking risks out here.
Eve Duncan is
Not
in the chat
that
and she
kind of
says she
risk.
is right. Eve is excited for classes. Eve, I am excited for classes as well. I hope I get to see you in one of my classes. Also, guys, groups, right? I can't stress on this enough. Tip number, whatever number we're on right now,
I
right?
think it's 7. I can't remember.
Right? When we talk about making friends, fam, make groups, right? Your networks at university is your biggest strength. That is like your superpower, right? The persons that you connect with can either make or break your university experience, right? For my comp-sci majors, you need that team support,
Oh, yeah,
fam,
you definitely.
right? You're not going to be able to do these
Definitely
projects on your own. Now, I will say this. Group projects.
Sucks.
I did not say that. She said that, but that's personal experience. Ladies and gentlemen, don't be that person in the group that does not carry your weight. It's 5 of y'all in the group. One has to buy watermelon, one has to buy mango, one has to buy pear, and one has to buy diapers. If your job is to buy the diapers, then buy the diapers, right? Don't make other people buy it for you.
We're not playing COD, right?
This ain't no
Pull your weight,
Pull your weight.
right?
Pull
This
your
is a
weight.
team effort. A team effort, man.
Yes.
Right? And for those of you who are, like me, after a while, you will go through these group projects, and sometimes you just get so fed up, you just do the whole thing by yourself. I was in a group project once. We just do the whole thing by yourself, and you just be like, hey, just say this, say that, do this, read this. And trust me, I got you all, right? If that is your temperament, I understand, I empathize with that. But, as much as possible, at least try to give them a chance, right? First day, right? First day, right?
No plagiarism, please.
There's a crammer.
There's a crammer? Yeah, there's a crammer in the chat.
Woo!
There are crammers in the chat. That's your fear? Now, don't worry.
Adam is saying life is about taking risks, but I would like to keep mine. Well, Adam. Okay, Adam. We're not taking you on any adventures.
Yeah, man. Oh, come on, Jada. Groups don't suck, man. They don't suck. People, you have
They
good
do.
groups. I've been. They don't always suck, man.
It depends.
It depends on the group.
Depends.
It depends on the group. So be a good sport, be a team player, and hold up your group. Tip number 100, right? Because I'm pretty sure that's where we are by right now. Dress code. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know some of you all been out here shopping for the hot girl summer and thing. You'll be
somewhat done.
Yeah, summer is done. Right? You see them pum pum shots and thing? Right. Lady pum pum shots in your dresser, Joe. Right? Don't come to school with that. Right? Don't come to school with that. Security gonna watch you. The staff gonna watch you. I'm gonna watch you. Right? Leave that alone. Right? Just
Important to note that, USC, when you sign to come to USC,
Yeah, you sign a
there's like a
contract.
contract you sign, and it states you have to follow the dress code. So when people do get on campus, we don't expect you guys to criticize it then, But I also want you to know that it's not as strict as you think it may be. You can wear what you want once your ankles are covered, once your knees are, not ankles, but once your knees are covered, basically.
Wait, what about the top parts?
Yes, you want to wear sleeves. It does not, no straps, no sleeveless. A little sleeve is okay.
No jewelry.
That's it. And no jewelry. So basically,
yeah, just basically come to school with your bed sheet on, right? Cut a hole in the middle of it and just come to. If everybody comes to school wearing their bed sheets,
I've seen a few persons
better
wear
man
their
on a
pajamas.
yeah, just come. Now,
Pajamas
I don't think there's a
from
school
under.
rule against that though, right?
Yeah.
For those dorm students, man, you come in it with your little baggy pants, dog, your little Crocs and socks.
Don't wake up from
right?
bed.
Right? Yeah, man. Sometimes you're not even wearing socks.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're not even wearing shoes. Right? The vagrant life is not for everybody. But it's a life that is not against school rules. Right? That's right. Oh, hygiene.
Oh, yeah. Please, hygiene. We have just came out.
That's right.
We are still in the pandemic, but I think a lot of us know how to wash our hands.
Yeah, man, Gracie. Every day.
But apply that to your body.
Wash
Apply
your
that to your body. Apply that to your body. Please.
I am dead.
Paula is saying her actually studies a lot.
Yes, man. Tips for calf food. All right. Here's your tip for calf food. Walk with salt and pepper. Nah, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Anton.
Right? I'm just joking. Calf food is good.
Yeah.
Calf food is good, and I am aware of the chefs that are in the calf, right? Especially the new ones. It's gourmet
The new
stuff.
ones,
Yeah,
okay.
the new ones, man.
That's nice.
Right? USC has upgraded so far, right? But not to the point of chicken. But we might get there one day, never.
Health foods is also a good option
Health
for
foods,
breakfast.
It is also a good option for
Yeah.
breakfast, as well as
Fries, jam tarts, pastries. It's good stuff.
A lot of nice
the
pastries.
pie lady outside, right? Is also a great place for
I don't know if
breakfast.
we still have bread and cheese.
We don't have bread and cheese?
We don't have bread and cheese?
My G, if you're missing bread and cheese, there's a supermarket at the back of the school. It didn't come with the
Listen,
school, but it's
those bread and
convenient.
cheese used to save my life.
Whoa!
When we have late labs.
Hit me up if you all need pastries. Gracie
Guys.
Samsunda.
Gracie, have the pastry plug.
Gracie, send us that WhatsApp number, my girl. Right? She got the bakery.
Send your Instagram link
Yes,
if you have one.
ma'am. Come on, where them chefs on campus? Where y'all at, fam? Where y'all at? Gracie, man. Gracie out here feeding the entire campus of USC. Right? You in your class, you see Gracie knocking on your classroom door. Be like delivery for John. John, where you at? Gracie got
I
you,
want
my boy.
my money.
Yeah, I want the pastries. Gracie got you, man. Right? Right? She got garlic bread. Gracie, advertise yourself, my girl, in the chat. Just put down the whole, put down your prices, put down everything. Also, guys, campus is a great way to make money, right? I think you do have to go through some sort of process.
Yes,
you know, approval for like the food badges and all that type of stuff, right? But once you get yourself approved, right? And it's approved, right? You are good to go. For all of you guys who have some special skills like photography and all that type of vibe, you
can make some money.
You can make some good money, you know. Yeah, student work is good. Yeah, go through.
So another great thing that this campus has to offer, the university itself has a work-study program, which means once you have completed a year already in university, you can go to HR or student life and enrollment department and request or apply to be a student worker, and you can put what field you would like to work. If it's in the science lab, if it's in CAF, if it's in the communications department, which I actually started off working, and I am now an employee in the the communications department. And this actually helps you gain money as a student. So that money goes to your account, and you have the option to withdraw 25% out of what you make for the month or at the end of the week or so. Or you can allow that money to pay for your
tuition. Or your registration
fee. That is
fee.
literally what I did. I've been paying for stuff on my own ever
Right,
since I
lab
started
fees could
working.
come out of that as well.
Gym fees, bookstore, anything. But you won't be able to pay for regular stuff like CAF food though.
Oh.
It's really more for internal things.
It gives you,
know?
it gives you a lot of experience as well, because as a student here, if you're not doing part-time and you're doing full-time, you need a little bit of work experience. So you have work experience on campus. Like if you want to be a lab assistant, a lab technician, you could be a lab assistant while studying here, and you could work for labs, you could
so
oversee.
much information. And I think this has been this benefited me tremendously, because I did education. So I did English and linguistics, and I started working in the communications department, and now I'm doing my master's in communication. Little did I know I would really enjoy communication, you know. So life-changing.
Life-changing events, man. Daryl is asking if there's work in procurement office. I would love to believe so, right? Again, once you reach on campus, you just rock up and ask, buddy. Check that admin building and just ask. There's work for a lot of you guys here, right? Of course, first come, first serve. So really push through. Speaking of the gym, what time do they close for those of you guys looking to extend your hot gal, hot man summer bodies, right? The gym closes at, I believe it's 8 o'clock in the... No, it's later than that. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock in the... I'm just joking. Yeah, it's supposed to be closing at about, 10 o'clock.
I haven't been here for 3 years.
You've only been here for 3 years, but look at, show the progress, my boy. Give them a little flex. No, don't show the belly. They want to see the arms.
Isabel has her hand up to ask a question.
Okay,
we will
great.
now unmute you, Isabel, so you can feel free to ask your question.
Go through. Isabella.
Oh, she took her hands down. Are you nervous?
Don't be shy, Isabella. We don't bite hair. We don't
I think
bite hair.
she's on mute now, is she? No.
Wait, Gracie asking if we can see her. Gracie, I hope you have clothes, my girl.
Oh my
if
God.
you have your camera on. If you're on. Yeah. Oh, what is chapel? Very good question, man. Chapel is something that you should never miss. Ever. Just don't miss it. It's important.
It's very nice as well.
It's actually very good. It's where you get all the information, on a weekly basis, right? It is set up like, church vibe setting. We got singing. There's a lot of music that happens there at chapel as well. A lot of events also happen at chapel as well. Announcement for school events. Bonding time, meeting with different students and stuff like that. It really is the time to get to know the school a lot better, right? Sessions like
things
these
that may be coming up.
That's what I'm saying. And you actually don't want to miss out on these chapel sessions, because with the events, and there's a lot of events that happens on campus, social events, game events, X-game events, capture the flag events, all type of stuff,
Week
right?
of prayer, where you get like days off.
Oh, yeah, nah, fam.
No,
You're gonna
hours off. You get some time
You get
off.
some time off. Classes are basically shorter. You have to spend less time in class. That's the takeaway.
We love that week.
Yeah, we love that week, right? Less time with your lecturers. Who doesn't love that, right? So, yeah. But come to chapel, guys, right? Come to chapel. It's a cool vibe.
Who can I talk to about living on campus?
I mean, you could talk to us.
Anton lives on dorm.
I live on campus.
He has lived there for his entire life.
I've been here for a good while. What you want to know, my girl? You want to know about the bathroom situation? It's alright.
Dorm's nice.
Yeah, are the dorms nice? They're lovely. They're lovely. Is it hot down there? Sometimes.
Up there,
Up there? Sometimes.
it's a
Right.
good walk.
Are they shared? They're suites. Now, you could pay a particular amount of money to have your very own room so that you don't have to have a roommate. It's not mandatory for you to have a roommate, right? Once you're paying for that, right? But you will be sharing a suite with someone. So it's you in a room, then there's a shared bathroom area, and then there's someone in the other room. In some instances, you will have two persons living in a room, so there will be four persons sharing one
Right.
suite and stuff like that. And that's a normal campus life. So it basically depends on, you want to be a loner, you want to be by yourself, you like your space, right? Then you organize, man. But dorm life is a vibe.
Yeah.
Trust me, it is a vibe.
Can I choose my
own
class time?
classes.
Yes, you can definitely
I mean,
choose
yeah.
your class time.
That's a very scary question because it's like a week before school.
Yeah.
Have you registered? This is Chanel Floyd Flament.
Yeah.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can choose your own class times. I'm really hoping you have started doing that because classes are going fast.
And
You
we go
can
hot.
choose now. You would be given a sequencing sheet, a program sheet, to let you know what you have to do within your first and each respective semesters. And within that, you can change you can choose your own classes to make it more convenient to you. But I mean, hurry up because classes are going on.
Classes are filling by fast, man. Kyla Martinez, are you excited? Yes, you got me excited. I am glad that you're excited. To be very honest, I'm really hoping that you all are excited for this. But this is all the time that we're going to take for now.
All right, so I'm going to answer one more thing here. Where can I get the sequencing sheet? Now, everyone, this is really important, right? We would have been announcing this before. When you get accepted, it contains two things, your USC ID number and your USC email address. You will also be receiving your sequencing sheet not long after that. So remember to always check your USC email, your student emails, okay? Now, right now we're going to be starting the webinars right now, and our first presenter, Dr. Fiona Rajkumar. Dr. Fiona Rajkumar as we transition to university life. But before that, we will bless you with a USC song.
And that was the USC.
All right, right before.
This world is not what it was meant to be. All this pain, all this suffering. There's a better place waiting for me in heaven. Every tear will be wiped away. Every sorrow and sin erased. We'll dance on seas of amazing grace in heaven, in heaven. I'm going home where the streets are golden, every chain is broken. Oh, I wanna go, oh, I wanna go home where every fear is gone. I'm in your open arms.
Lord.
Amen.
I am going home.
We are.
We really are actually. It's a very timely message because this is it.
This is where we say goodbye.
This is
to
where
you
we
guys.
say goodbye, guys. Fam, thank you so much for being here with us. I mean, you don't go home. You're home already.
Yeah,
right? So
and it's
stay
mandatory for you to stay.
Yeah,
so.
stay where you are. Don't go anywhere, guys.
Yeah.
Right? But do get some lunch. Right? Well, it's 10 o'clock. It's lunchtime now. Yeah, it's practically lunchtime. Right? Get some food, get some snacks, man. You guys are about to head into your webinars, but we are about to bust it. Right? Very nice. So again, week of welcome. It has been a privilege and an honor to be able to be your host.
To be back.
Yeah, to be back in school, bro. I'd like to tell you, it's been weird seeing everybody here live.
Yesterday.
Right, yeah. I'm trying to like just keep my excitement like in.
My last year of school was actually online, but
serious. That's
to
crazy,
see everyone
man.
back out.
Yeah,
it's nice.
it really is cool to see. I mean, 2 years we would have never anticipated this and stuff like that. So, guys, it is. I mean, thanks for being alive. That's one, because some persons can't say that, right? Because they're not alive. But we really wanna we really want to make sure that you guys really have a great time here at the school,
you definitely
man.
will. You definitely will,
man. Your university life is
involved.
Yeah, it's what you make it, right? If you make it boring, it's gonna be boring, right? If you make it fun, it's gonna be fun. There's people on this campus that definitely share the same passions as you. You just gotta find them, and it really isn't that hard to find. You just gotta look. Don't be stush. If you be stush, then you belong. Yeah, stay in the bush, right? That's where you belong, right? So again, I have been Anton Charles. If you see me on campus, I'm generally wearing beanies all the time, or I'm not wearing anything at all. This has been
Isaiah. This has been Isaiah Boisseau. It was a privilege hosting and seeing every one of you all. I will not be here because
that's right, man.
No longer living
we have to fly this boy here for these sessions, man. This man is a celebrity right here.
No, really.
He ain't got time for we, man. He's gone over to the beautiful islands of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, man, to further his stuff. So my boy, dog, all the best, bro. And of course, who can forget the lovely Miss Kaden Essen.
Bye, guys.
Too much. Well, yeah, don't judge us, boy. I was weird.
Okay, so we say farewell to you, and my heart breaks a little bit because we miss you guys, and you guys give us an opportunity to be all together again.
Serious.
We actually have a podcast, Valley Voice podcast, where we gather like this. It's more vibes, more wildness, but we also share really important information for you guys to navigate throughout university.
And even after that too,
Yes, and after that,
when you become unemployed, right? Yeah, how to help. We got the stories for you, man. We got the stories
we
for
share
you.
more information there with live events and stuff. So on YouTube, University of the Southern Caribbean, go to the playlist section and you're going to see Valley Voice. Tap on that. When you're bored and you want to eat something, sit down and watch some Valley Voice podcasts and laugh.
We hope to put out some more, throughout the semester. And if you are a personality and, being on media is your shtick, then check us out, man, right? USC is all about honing the talents and the talents that you don't even know you have yet, right? So, fam, this is a... Right?
When campus, when you guys are back out and you probably see me or some other persons walking with a camera, just smile. Most likely we're just coming to take some stock photos for the webpage or for social media and stuff.
You're going to be online. You're going to be famous, right? Persons are going to watch you and be like, I want to be like that girl right there on that poster. That's you. Inspiration.
All right. Right now, we are pleased to welcome Miss Julianne Guy as she introduces our presenters for this afternoon.
Oh, we have more?
Before that, we're going to share our lovely school song. Please get yourself acquainted and sing along.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Later, man.
As we foster friendship and unity, our identity will maintain.
Good morning, students. It's a pleasure for me to introduce our first presenter, one of our faculty members, Dr. Fiona Rajkumar. Dr. Rajkumar is an associate professor in history, and she's from the Department of History and Social Studies. So give her your undivided attention as she speaks on this very important topic of transitioning to university life. Let's listen to Dr. Fiona Rajkumar.
Hi, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Welcome Week, and welcome to the University of the Southern Caribbean. It's so great having you all. It's always nice hearing our former hosts, Kedan and Anton, and they just welcome you all. They're really cool, really fun, and it's, I think they're a really good introduction to life at the University of the Southern Caribbean. And so my task today is to help you to understand some of what is involved in the process of moving from secondary school to university life, right? It's a bit different, and so that's why we call it a transition. And so for the next 25 minutes or so, I'm going to be sharing. In between, I will ask questions, so feel free to raise your hands, feel free to put up your questions in the chat. So let's go. Okay, great. So is everyone seeing the screen? Okay, great, wonderful. All right, so here we go. So the first thing I'm going to ask is, and you can type it in the chat, or you could, I guess, they will share with you how you can unmute. But what do you think is going to be the most difficult part of being at university for you? So if anyone wants to type in the chat, and I'll just read the answers. What do you think might be the most? Okay, I heard time management, the workload, work and time. Okay, Hannah, I guess you're working, so you'll be a working student. Anything else? Just studying, yeah. Maintaining a balance between time and life, very true. Fear of failure, oh Jada, that's a big one. Working full-time and studying, yes, Achakula. The workload. So you're bringing up some really important, right? Adjusting to university life, finances, stress, dealing with stress, having support. So interestingly enough, you all have brought up some really salient points. And so we're seeing life, right? So we're seeing keeping up with assignments, which will be tied to time management, right? So I think that you all have really hit upon some of the most important elements of some of the difficulties that we can face when transitioning to university life. And so my presentation is going to touch on some of those. And what you will find as well is that even if I don't touch on exactly what you would have mentioned, that you will be able to find some principles that can help you deal with other areas. So let's go. Okay, so in this presentation, I'll be examining various areas that are necessary to being successful at university. And you will find that success is also tied to characteristics, okay? Characteristics that you will need or you will need to develop if you feel as though you don't already have them to help you to be responsible. And so we will look a little bit at taking responsibility for ourselves, what it means to be proactive, being honest, developing ourselves, being aware, adaptation, and of course, balance. So taking responsibility. Sorry. Right, one definition of self-discipline, and I always like this definition, right? One of my counselors shared this with me, and I love this definition, because when we think of responsibility, we may not think of this particular definition, and it is doing what needs to be done, the time that it should be done. So responsibility has to do with disciplining ourselves. And disciplining ourselves means that when we know that something is to be done, we do it in that time. So let me give you an example. If you know that you have class at 9:30, but a friend also is having like a breakfast for their birthday and they invited you to that, you will have to really think about what does that mean? What does it mean? Because usually most people think, yeah, what I go into the breakfast, I'm not even bothering with class. Okay? And yes, you can prioritize and do that. But you also need to consider that if I miss class now, I have to ensure that I get the information. Who am I going to get this information from? When I get the information, it is not my information, so I now have to process it. And so if you have a class that is an hour and 50 minutes and you miss that class, it is probably going to take you 2 hours to catch up with the information, right? Because you're going to get it from a friend, maybe get notes, have to try and figure out their notes. If it's a recording, try to figure out the recording. So it will take you longer than if you were there. And so as much as you can while you're at university, do what needs to be done during the time frame. Go to your classes when you have class, okay? If you have a little study timetable, which we'll talk about later on, don't ignore your study timetable. Use your study timetable. And we will talk about how to do a timetable that doesn't deprive us and doesn't cause us to feel like we're so rigid and boxed in that anytime we see our study timetable, we feel depressed, okay? And so this is probably, I put it first, this is probably the most important skill that you will develop while at university that will help you to achieve success. Do what needs to be done at the time it should be done. So if you're supposed to be sleeping and you're trying to get 7 hours of sleep a night, because during exam time, you probably will not be getting 7 hours of sleep. When you're supposed to be sleeping, sleep, okay? Not when you're supposed to be sleeping, you're on social media. Because what will happen is that it's going to affect your ability to study, and it's actually going to affect your brain's ability to retain, where information retention is concerned. So another aspect of taking responsibility would be time management skills. And so many of you all spoke about time management, and you see how high up time management is on our schedule, right? And so let's talk a little bit about this. Having a schedule or a routine which assists you with managing your time is really good. So your timetable should not just be when you need to study, when you need to go to classes. You try to have a routine. Some people work well with a timetable where, they put all of their times and what they should be doing. Some people work better with a routine where they don't have rigid times, but they know what they're supposed to be doing when, okay? So, your classes have specific times, so you timetable in your classes. So okay, you have Monday to Thursday, because generally USC has classes from Monday to Thursday. You may have 1 or 2 classes on a Friday, but generally a majority of classes will be Monday to Thursday, right? And so if so, then you could schedule Friday morning as a study time, review your work. You come to the library and you take a Friday morning until you take a half day from 9 to 12 and you review your work for the week. That'd be a great help. So you're studying your time, you put your classes, you put in your review time. When you get your course outline, which is extremely important, your course outline will tell you what happens in each class when your assessments and your assignments are due. So somebody talked about balancing, assignments. So you take your assignments and their due dates and you put them on your study timetable as well. So okay, you'll never forget an assignment, because sometimes that happens to students. Because if you're doing 3, 6, 9, 12, say you're doing 12 credits, that's about 4 courses, right? You're gonna have classes for 4 sets of classes, 4 sets of, you might have research essays, assignments, quizzes. So you want to be able to timetable in those things so you don't forget, right? And as I said, you put in your study time so good, I'm going to study at this time of the week or these couple days for the week. And you also put in time for your relaxation, right? And whatever social media time. So if fine, I have some free time here, I could lie on social media a bit, or I could go out with my friends, or I could exercise. You can do whatever you have to do, right? So you timetable it in. And so do this at the beginning of the semester. So by next couple of weeks or so, in the next couple of weeks, you will begin to go to classes and be oriented with the system. You will get your course outlines from your lecturers. You start looking at your course outlines and you begin creating your timetable, right? Get the most out of your classes. So you see, I'm saying this for the second time because we've witnessed it a lot. Students will miss classes. And when they miss classes, it's difficult to catch up when you start off missing classes, especially as first years. You want to do as much as possible to not miss your classes, okay? So learn to say no to circumstances that could cause you to miss your classes, because we're still looking at time management that will cause you to miss deadlines, miss exams, miss project meetings. So while you're at university, you're here to prioritize. So prioritize what you're doing, okay? So taking responsibility. Have patience with yourself, okay? Patience takes, it allows you to know that success is a process, because success takes time. So you may not come into university and at the end of your first semester get all A's, even though that's what you would like to do, because you're now transitioning to university. And so your first semester will really be an orientation to you. Not that you will not get an A. Many students get A's in their first year, first semester, but also to acknowledge that I am learning a new system. I'm learning how to do these courses. I'm learning how to be more independent. I'm learning how to work with lecturers. I'm learning how to, manage my time, what is expected of me. So have patience with yourself as you go through this process. Learn to be teachable. Teachable means learn to take advice from those who have gone before you. You may meet older students, when you join your different clubs and you're doing your different activities. Listen to them, ask them questions. How did you succeed? What were some of the mistakes you made? And learn from those around you, especially now that, many of you will be back face-to-face on campus. So you'll be able to connect with your classmates and with those who have gone before you. And know that you will get better with time and you will progress. And so let your life at university be a constant movement forward, okay? As you put these things into practice every day, every term, every semester, go forward and try not to go backward. So the next thing we want to look at is know yourself. And so we talked a little bit about time management. We talked a little bit about self-discipline. And this is also an important part of self-discipline. And so part of being able to transition to university life successfully would be to know yourself and to know what are some of your biggest distractions or what are some of the biggest hindrances to self-discipline. So again, in the chat, I would want you to share with me, what do you think are some of the biggest hindrances that you may face, or what are some of your weaknesses? So you can feel free to share. Asking for help in class, TikTok, procrastination, social media, being late, social media, yes, TikTok and with crying. Spending excess time, oh my. Spending excess time styling my hair every week or every other week, procrastination. Yes, and these are some very real things. And it means that you know yourself. When you can be so specific, like you could say TikTok, sleep, you like to sleep, Shinakwa, gaming. Yes, Adam, gaming could be a big challenge, right? Because you could find yourself, you might be addicted already. Being easily distracted, anxiety, I get frustrated really fast. Or reading, social media sometimes. So social media can be a real challenge. It could be a distraction, right? Okay, give me a second. Give me 1 second, please. Hi, good morning, everyone. Sorry about that. My husband and I are sharing a space. We're both doing presentations online. So let me go back and look at the chat and what you all were saying. Procrastination and anxiety, anime, procrastination. So we are seeing some similarities, right? Spending too much time making sure things are perfect, good. And so good. So these are some of the areas that you already know you have challenges with, and so that are some of your biggest distractions. And so awareness is the first and most important part of that. Okay, being aware, so being able to pinpoint that I have a problem with procrastination, or I get caught up in social media and it takes up my time, or I like gaming, manga, anime, watching, all of these things. Then what you do is you begin to try to make your study timetable work for you, okay? And so as I said, you have times when you are able to do that, and set an alarm to tell yourself to stop, okay? So I'm not saying don't do your gaming, don't be on TikTok. What I'm saying is that you need to integrate it into your study timetable in a way that allows you to still get your work done. One of your university mates would have said before, one of her fears is the fear of failure. And sometimes it is when students fail their first course that they jolted into reality, and then they catch themselves and they're like, oh my goodness, I can't fail another course. Because then they realize the implications of that, right? The implications for gate and the money that you may have to pay. Waking up in the morning is hard, right? Right. So yeah, you don't want to get to that point, right? I mean, even though for some people that's the wake-up call, but you don't want to get to that point. And so you timetable your schedule, and so you wouldn't, if you have, okay, fine, I have an hour to browse social media. You take your hour, you browse social media. You come off, you go take a walk to reorient your mind, and then you sit down and you begin to do your work. All right. If it doesn't come up again in the future, I'm going to make a plug for it now. When you are studying, because sometimes we have this concept that studying means we have to sit down for hours and try to study. That is no guide. Sometimes that is what causes us to zone out, to become forgetful, and to not retain information. If you are studying, especially now, and I mean, many of you would have come from CSEC, so I don't know what your study habits would have been like, but what you can do is set 45 minutes per subject. Start off with 45 minutes and then work your way up. Okay, start off with 45 minutes. Review your lecture. So okay, fine, this is what we did. Okay, so I'm doing psychology. This is my intro to psychology class. This is what we did for the week. I understand this. I don't understand this. The things that you don't understand, you could either discuss with your classmates or mention it to your lecturer so you can get clarification. The things that you understand, take some notes of them and begin to commit them to memory, right? Later on, you will hear a presentation by Dr. Joseph, and she will get more into details about helping you to make the grade, what is necessary to be successful, specifically in terms of things like your exams and all of that, right? So I am just giving you some tips as you transition. So knowing what your distractions are and knowing what are some of the things that you can put into place can help you. Where procrastination is concerned, which is a huge problem. Sometimes we procrastinate because we feel overwhelmed and we don't know where to begin. Right? And then what happens is that when we keep procrastinating, then the work really piles up on us. And then that's when, it's really difficult for us to catch up, because now we have all these assignments and we have exams to study for, and we begin to feel anxious. One of the ways to deal with procrastination up front is exactly what I said. You start classes next week or the following week, you know what your classes are. From your first lecture, take a few minutes, start going through, just reading through your stuff. And so as you get yourself into just a bit of a routine, that will help with procrastination. And then you complete one task at a time. So this 45 minutes, I'm going to read through my lecture, take some notes. Another 15 minutes or 20 minutes at another time, I have a quiz to do. I'm going to take because quizzes are not generally very long. I'm going to take the 20 minutes and I'm going to work on my quizzes, right? And so in your timetable, you set aside your short periods of time that is going to help you to follow through on your assignments and your readings. And so in that way, you begin to develop your self-discipline muscle some more, and that will help you to fight against procrastination. And of course, procrastination is linked to anxiety as well, right? Let me see what else is in the chat. Okay. So let's see what the next slide is. So the next slide would outline some of our distractions, right? So technology, social media, for some people it's friends, for some people it's relationships, right? And be careful that you are not a distraction to others as well. And I think that is a good way to start, because again, awareness, when you're transitioning to university life, being self-disciplined and being aware are some very important, we talked about characteristics, some very important characteristics that will help aid in your success. So you must consciously think that I am not going to be a distraction. So if you have classes, you are not going to encourage your friends to break class for whatever reason. Do the opposite. Say, okay, we have class now, let's go to class. Okay? Say, you know, do you have a study timetable? This is my study timetable. How is yours going? So hold each other accountable. And so in that way, you can work to mitigate your distractions and yourself as a distraction. And as friends, you can hold yourself accountable. I will always remember an example many years ago of when I first started teaching at USC. One of the first cohorts of students I had, they graduated in 2012. So that's like 10 years ago. And there were 7 friends, right? They did history together. And they were such a great example of what it means to have friends who will keep you on task, friends who will encourage you. Some of them were stronger than others in their work, and the stronger ones helped those who needed assistance. They made sure that they went to their classes. If a friend was ill or couldn't go to class, they made sure that person got the notes. They formed group. The groups that they formed when they had to study were very productive groups. And so if you can get a core of friends and you all can work together, not distract each other, sure, no problem, Hannah. And you can work together, then you're going to find that it is going to enrich your university life. And as a group, you all are going to get ahead, right? And so, so friends don't have to be a distraction. Friends can actually be a great strength that you can draw upon while at university. So take note of that, right? Yeah, you need to find some friends like that, Kyla. And so, Alyssa, so while you're at university, and hopefully, you know, they are hearing what I'm saying as well, and you all will find each other, and you all will help each other through the next 4 years. And, you know, when I look at you all graduating, some of you all will be graduating with summa cum laude and magna cum laude, some of the highest honors you can graduate with, and you'll be there cheering each other on, right? So we're getting to another very important topic, regulating stress. And it came up, okay? So warning, university will be littered with some of the most stressful times in your life. And that is not something I'm going to hide with you. You're going to have lots of fun at university, but you're also going to meet some stressors. You're going to meet some stressors, as you say, as you learn new skills, as you learn to manage your time here, right? As you learn to write and to do research essays, as you learn to work in groups, as you learn to do exams in different ways, and juggle everything else in between. And so you will find that some periods of this semester may be more stressful than others. So for instance, when you're coming in, you're new students, you're coming in, you may find you have some stress as you learn the system. What's a sequencing sheet? Where do I find this? Who's my advisor? What do I do about finances? What is Aorion? How do I get online to access information for my classes? So you will find that university, let's all be friends here. Right, so good, you all will meet your friends. Wonderful, you're starting to network already. Right? And so you will find some stress. But one of the best ways to fight stress again, and it's coming up, is to have a timetable. Because when you have a timetable, you'll be able to do what you have to do during the period of time that you have to do it. And if there are other things coming up, you'll be able to look at your timetable or your routine and say, okay, I have time during this period here, and so I could slot this in here, right? Or you can look at your timetable and say, oh, shucks, I have this coming up now. So you won't forget, and you're able to prioritize what you need to get done. So following your timetable allows you to have a predictable routine, and that predictability actually reduces stress, right? I want to use a cute example. I don't know how many of you have ever dealt with babies or you have younger siblings, and you know, you try to have children in some kind of routine. So you know that there are times when they eat, they have a bedtime and all of that. And you want to see a cranky, stressed out child? Show me a child where you have interrupted that child's timetable, where life is not predictable for them, you know, so they go into bed too late and they're not eating on time and they are around plenty new people. Most likely that little child will be crying and cranky and tired. It's the same thing with us. if we don't have a timetable, or if we have a timetable and we're not following it, you will find that your stress levels and your anxiety will increase, okay? Try to eat well. Now, the good thing for you all as students is that USC is a health promoting institution because we're into a holistic type of development. And so you would not believe how eating fairly well can really help you. And so I'm going to go the mantra that is being, it's popular now in terms of like your sugars. Yes, you can eat sugar, but let sugar not be your main diet, right? So sugary snacks and fried foods, all the things that we love as young people, cannot be the mainstay of your diet if you want to succeed. And the most practical reason I will give you is because your brain will not function in the way you want to function. So if you're only eating fried foods and junk and sugar and sweets, you're going to find yourself sluggish and irritable. And people who talk about zoning out, not being able to focus, all of those things can sometimes be linked to our diet and lack of exercise. Many studies, if you do a simple YouTube search, so you could use social media for good, a simple YouTube search or Google search on the brain and sugar or exercise and being aware, you will see that more and more studies are coming out showing that if we make some time for physical movement, if we work up a sweat, that actually helps our brain. It helps us to be clearer and more alert. And so if you are going to study, say a morning study, you study in the morning or you study in the evening, if you could find time to take a 15-minute walk and take some deep breaths and then sit down to do your work for 45 minutes to an hour, you will find yourself much clearer. So I want to challenge you all to try that. Try it from early and see if you don't feel better, okay? So that's another thing. So trying to eat well, keeping yourself hydrated, trying to get some movement and exercise, trying to get some rest. Try to do those things up front in the semester when you have the time, because sometimes during exams, things get a little bit out of whack. But if you start developing good habits from the beginning, the times when your schedule goes a little bit out of whack, you're able to manage the stress because you already have good habits. And when the stress period is past, you will go back to your healthy habits. And the healthy habits can also help you to regulate stress. So something as simple as I said, taking a 15-minute walk before you do work or before you do an exam, taking in some deep breaths, breathing 10 times deeply, allowing more oxygen to get to your brain. So helping to calm down anxiety and give you clarity. Growing spiritually. And so, Anton and they spoke about chapel. Being able to work together and to be spiritually strong, to pray for each other. You'll find that your lecturers will be willing to pray with you as well. Having a spiritual grounding is a very important part of success. And you will see that at play in university, at USC, because we really are very interested in your holistic development. We're interested in your mental development, your academic, your physical development, your spiritual development, your cultural development, right? As you interact with persons who are different from you. If push comes to shove and water is more than flour, as the old people would say, we have university counselors who are assigned to. You have advisors and we have a university counselor. And you can go and you can just talk and they can help you work through some of the things that may be stressing you out and that may be impacting you negatively. So that is a wonderful way of helping you to deal with stress, right? You have access to a university counselor. So to wrap up this part in terms of regulating stress, failure to care for yourself will result in you not being as alert as you should be, right? Maximize your time and ensure that you are able to put these things into your timetable to help you to regulate stress. So be proactive, improving your study skills. So improving your study skills, right? And being proactive, meaning you're taking charge from now to look at your study skills and ask yourself, what are my study skills, right? Somebody said that, and it's because I remember being like that when I was at university, zoning out. Sometimes in an environment and you're zoning out, you're not really studying, right? And so there are ways that you can develop and improve your study skills. So first is select. Select a good place to study. Sometimes where we study might be a great hindrance to us. And so I remember when I was doing my PhD, I went to UWI. When I was doing my PhD, in particular, the library became my friend. And I had a little spot that everybody soon knew was mine Don't come there because that's where Fiona is. That was my spot, and it gave me a sense of predictability and comfort. It was cool, the lighting was good. Sometimes if I needed to put my head down on the desk and take a rest, I did that. But that was my area. That was my sweet spot for studying. And I knew when I sat in that chair with my little desk that I would be productive, right? So for some of you, it may not be your room because you may be tempted to sleep. Okay, you may need to be somewhere else when you're studying. For some of you, you may actually be able to study with 1 or 2 friends. Okay, and I see that every day that you all are still connecting, which is great. And so you may be able to have a study group, not where there's subject areas. You may be able to study together and help each other commit information to memory. Or sometimes it may just be that you'll have a section of a classroom and you'll are studying individually, but you'll are around each other. You're not talking, you're just doing your work. And so if somebody needs to ask a question, there are other friends that are there to ask a question, but you're quietly committing your own work to memory. So have a place where you're studying. Do have, and so you see it again, do have your schedule or your timetable. Schedule your time to complete your assignments, to get your work done during the week. And as you go through your work, make sure and have any questions you would want to ask your lecturer to ask in the next class, or you can discuss those with your classmates. Try to keep wherever's your workspace and your work, try to keep it organized, okay? One of the things that it may sound funny now, but it's not funny when it's happening, is that a lot of times students, their laptops crash, or they didn't save assignments properly, and when they realize that the deadline is near and they try to get information, they realize, oh my goodness, I can't get my essay, I can't find my assignments because my laptop crashed, okay? And so that is a big issue. Keep your work backed up. If you have a USB or email your essays to yourself, make sure you have your work backed up. So even if your laptop crashes, you would have already sent at least some of your information to your email, or you have it backed up on your drive, your pen drive, right? Or however, in the cloud, store it on Google as a Google document. That's even better. A lot of people work from Google Documents now. You can work from a Google document. You'll never lose that. So even if your physical hardware crashes, you still have your information. And finally, prepare in advance. Prepare for your tests and assignments in advance. Never, ever wait until the night before to try to do an assignment, because their lecturer will see it. They will see it. It will come across as being hurried and rushed, okay? So never do assignments the night before. Always timetabling, as I said, timetabling your due dates. And so, okay, I have this essay, it's due at this point in time. So little by little, I'm going to work and pull in that essay together. All right, let's go. So be honest. Being honest is one of the first steps to greatness, right? And what do I mean by being honest? You will actually find that sometimes being at university, you will find persons who are dishonest, okay? And so even as I'm seeing you, connecting with each other and wanting to form groups, honesty is really important. What do I mean by honesty? There are 2 areas that you find that could be difficult for students when they transition to university. One is plagiarism. And plagiarism is when you find yourself taking information that is not yours, but acting as though it is yours. So you may find an article or a website that you like, it's good information, and you copy and paste it into an essay that you're doing. So you don't copy and paste information. And so that is something as you go along, you will hear more about what is plagiarism and how to avoid it. And so when you have your library orientation session, right, Ms. Quintero or some other person from your library will do a session with you. They will talk more about how not to plagiarize information, because at USC, when you are submitting your research essays, we have a software called Turnitin. And Turnitin, what it does is that it shows us where your information would have come from. And so if you copy and paste the information from the internet and it's not referenced, we are able to see how much of that you did. And plagiarism it's an academic crime. And so if you have an essay that is highly plagiarized, you can fail the essay, right? So plagiarism is something that you don't do at university. You learn to write in your own words, and when you take information from your online sources or your textbooks, you learn to cite or reference. And so that's something you will learn as well if you haven't already been introduced to referencing, okay? You will learn how to reference, and you will learn what is your referencing style for your particular area. right? Whether you are in science, whether you are in humanities, education, wherever you are, you will learn how to reference properly. Another area that is really important is group work. And so even as you're forming your groups, you will find that in your various classes, you may be put into groups to work with people you don't know, people who are not your friends. And it's good to work with people who are not your friends as well, because it gives you good practice for what, the world of work and life would be like. But group work can also be a source of contention for students, because sometimes you may find that you have persons who are in groups and they are not honest. They run off, they leave the group, and then you have to do all the work. And so you always have a workhorse or a couple of workhorses in a group, and people who kind of like on the sidelines, right? And so you don't want to be like that. Everyone wants to contribute to their group. If your group decides that these are the different areas we're focusing on, you want to be able to focus on that, okay? This is my part, I do my part well. So when I bring it to my group, somebody else doesn't have to fix up my work for me. And that has been one of the biggest challenges some of my students have had. Miss, I can't get in contact with this person. And so I say, well, come and talk to me up front. If this person decides that they are coming to come and stand up in front of the class and do a presentation and expect you to hand them work and they did nothing, they will get 0 because they did not contribute, right? So don't be that person. Make sure you are there to contribute to your groups. When you have group work, be honest. Right? And so we talked a little bit about this, self-development at USC, and the fact that USC is meant to, as a university, develop the different parts of you. So built into your program, you will find that if you're a biology major, you will also do some arts, you'll do some religious courses, you will do some history, you will do some writing, you will do some health, exercise, gymming, those kinds of things. And take advantage of those things. Take advantage of any clubs or sporting activities we have. If we have youth parliament, or we have debating, or we have our USC pageant, as much as you can, balance it and do some of these things. Anton and they also spoke about participating. If you need to work and study, you could actually work at the university. You don't necessarily have to go and find a job outside of the university and there's a clash with your timetable. According to what your area is, you can work on campus. And so you can either approach the administration, or you could talk to your ASB. ASB would be the Associated Student Body. And they would help you understand if you want to get a job or work part-time on campus, how you can go about doing that. So at USC, you can really get a true holistic education where you can have entertainment, you can have activities to build you as a leader, and you can have work experience as well that you can take into the world of work with you, but that can also help you fund your tuition. So now I'm going to speak to some specific people. Here I'm going to speak to persons who are at university, and they're the first persons in their family to be at university. So do we have anyone here like that? If you are here like that, you can just type yes in the chat. You are a first generation university student. That you are the first person in your family to be at university. Wow. Quite a few of you. Wow. So then firstly, I want to say congratulations. So I'm sure that your family members are really proud of you, right? That you are in university, and I'm also sure that they have some really high expectations of you. Okay, so first generation university students are persons who their parents or their legal guardians themselves would not have had a degree, right? So your parents don't have a degree, and so you are the first person in your family who you're actually studying for a degree. And that is a big thing, you know. I remember when I was younger, so my dad did have a degree. My dad is deceased now. And my mom, she went to England and she studied nursing. So I grew up in an environment where education was important. My dad was a mature student though. So he graduated from university when I was 3. And I went to his graduation, and that graduation had such a deep impact on me. Like I said, I wanted to be like my daddy. I wanted to go to university. And that is what happened. It was just very natural. I went to university, then I did a master's, then I did a PhD. And so you being the first person in your family to be in university, it may affect your younger siblings, it may affect other family members, it may affect friends that you have. And so that is a big thing. And so again, I want to say congratulations. However, there are some challenges that you may meet being a first generation university student. And one of those may be that your parents may not have experience being at university. And so this is where you will you can draw from your university community. You can draw from your lecturers, from your friends, from the counselor, from your advisor, the ASB, right? Your associate student body. And so you can draw from those around you, this new community that you have, and the support system. Somebody spoke about support. You can draw from the support systems that are around you at university to help you get through university, because your family may not be able to supply all of the support that you need, right? Another thing I would suggest to you is set a conscious goal to complete your degree. Okay, doing a degree is not an easy thing. So this is the first step. There are times along the way, as I said, you have to manage stress. There are times when everybody's in university, they feel like they sometimes want to drop out. Do not drop out. And so even as you form your groups, this is one way you can support each other, by encouraging each other to the end. You all must cross that finish line together, okay? And finally, manage yourself and your circumstances by improving your study skills, managing your time, right? And as I said, drawing from the support system that the university would have. And so to my first generation university students, I want to wish you all the best on this journey. And I would love to see many of you walk that graduation podium in 4 years' time. So we're coming down to the end. The next set of students would be students from other Caribbean territories and from beyond the Caribbean. So how many of you are like that here? If you're from another country and you'll be coming to Trinidad to study, or you're in an extension site, you can just type where you're from. If you're Barbados, Antigua, Guyana, so you can type that in the chat for me. Let me see how many other persons we have from other places aside from Trinidad or Trinidad. Okay, so yes, I'm seeing some Barbados people. Who else is there? Anybody from Antigua? Anybody from St. Lucia? Anybody from Guyana? Right. Wow, we have British Virgin Islands, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Vincent. St. Vincent, good. Nice showing. So we have our international people here, right? Some of you all will be on campus, some of you all will be online. Now, if you're physically on campus as a different student, it is an international experience or regional experience for you because you're not at home. And so if you are not at home and you are here, you're on dorm or you're living off campus, you have some additional adjustments to make if you're a first year student, right? In addition to what we spoke about just now, in terms of, it's new, your courses, managing your time, managing stress, you will also have to manage new people, a new culture, right? New foods are different from how you may prepare things. I mean, some of the food may be similar, some of it may be different. You might have a different ingredients, a different taste, and sometimes some people who are foodies, that could throw us off. So when you are in a new country, right, one of the ways that can help as well is to, again, connect with good friends. Make good friends. Make good friends from the country you're from, because that will help you navigate the new country, right? Make some Trinis are nice people. Make some nice Trini friends, right? Nice Tobago friends. Also, though, at USC we have clubs, and so we have a St. Vincent club. Hook up with your Vinci friends as well, right? Your friends from Barbados, students from Barbados, and so and talk to them. How did you manage this? What was your experience? And so, again, community will always help us to go through new experiences in a much better way, right? If you're a Christian or if you're an SDA Christian, join a church community. Church communities are always wonderful because for the most part, they are safe communities. One of their intentions would be to look out for you, not to take advantage of you, but to look out for you, right? And for those of us who are from Trinidad and Tobago, and we will interact with people who are from different Caribbean islands or different parts of the world in our classes, make the effort to include people. Don't be judgmental, don't be stereotypical, don't be closed-minded. I'm a historian, right? I teach history. And so that's one of the things I encourage my students to do. As history students and even as university students, we are supposed to have a more open mind when meeting new people are concerned, okay? And so for those of us who are locals, we have to make the efforts to help our friends from other parts of the Caribbean and the world to feel comfortable, right? And I think one of my last slides and the last group of people I'm going to speak to would be those of you who work and study. Okay, now working and studying is a totally different ballgame because you have work to manage and work assignments and work deadlines. And now you're adding a competing factor, which is school time, school deadlines, and school assignments. And then on top of that, some people are married. So they have family and they have children. And so they have to balance work and their lives and their studies, right? And so that can be overwhelming when you first start. And so for this group of people, having a timetable is the most important thing that you will do to help you regulate your schedule, okay? So you know, okay, this is what I have for work, this is what I have for school, and if I have children, this is what I have to manage for them. You will find a lot of female students in particular in this category, mothers who have children and who've started back studying, and some of them may be working, right? One of the things I would share is set realistic goals for yourself. Owing to your commitments, if you have a family and you work and you're studying, you may not always be able to achieve in the same way as a young person who doesn't have those responsibilities. So don't compare yourself to persons who don't have the same responsibilities as you. Set realistic achievements for yourself. So there may be times when you may not be able to achieve straight A's, not because you are not able, but because you may be going through a season in life where your life's commitment, your work commitment does not allow you to give all the effort that you need to your schoolwork. And so when that happens, you do the best that you can do. You do the best that you can do. You let your lecturers know, you know, you may have a sick child or you may have a pressing deadline, but you're doing your best and you're going to make your commitments, right? You're going to complete your assignments. But if you feel overwhelmed, you just let your lecturers know what is happening with you, okay? You as well, you need to care for yourself. The last thing that you need to do as a working parent, a working studying parent, or a working studying person is to burn yourself out. You have 4 years to pace yourself during this degree. You don't want to be burnt out by the end of year 2. And so you have to ensure that you try to rest. You try to get exercise. And exercise, as I said, doesn't mean you have to go to the gym for an hour. But the good thing about it is that if you're doing your Fit and Well course or whatever, it's part of your studies. And so I find that so cool because as part of your studies, you have to exercise. And so you will get your exercise and your stress relief in there. You know, you'll learn about the types of food you have to prepare to keep your body energized as you have to manage something extra. Ultimately, praying and trusting God gives us the strength that we need when we are weak, and know that God is faithful to help us to complete what we have started. And so, class of starting in 2022, ending in 2026, so you're all the class of 2026, I want to wish you all the best. And I pray that this presentation would have started to help you to think about what are some of the things you can put into place as you transition your university life and to help you to be as successful as possible. So I want to again wish you all the best and thanks for your patience as we went through the presentation today. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask in the chat. Wonderful. I'm glad that in the presentation you felt it was informative. And I'm sure that our communications department would have it and you can know if they'll make it available to you.
Okay, I'll thank her. So thank you so much, Dr. Rajkumar. And students, do feel free if anyone has any burning questions for Dr. Rajkumar, don't be shy, ask it now. She covered a wide range of areas. She has given lots of advice, counsel, and she has answered some of your questions. So if you have any other questions that you want to ask, please do so. You can raise your hands or unmute your mics and go ahead and ask the question. Okay, so I'm not seeing anyone. So Dr. Rajkumar, let's show some appreciation for Dr. Rajkumar by putting a thumbs up in the chat. Oh, I see a hand raised. Someone? Oh, no, sorry. So show some appreciation to Dr. Rajkumar for that very informative, insightful, interesting presentation. I'm sure that you would have learned lots from it as new students coming into campus, not knowing where to go, how to navigate. She would have provided some very, very useful information. And so we want to thank her very much for sharing so much during this presentation. So Dr. Rajkumar, I hope you're seeing the thumbs up and the appreciation that students are showing in the chat. And so we want to really thank you so much for sharing with us, for coming
That's great.
today.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so very, very much.
It's my pleasure.
And at this time, we're gonna listen to an item of special music.
Your great
Okay, thank you, students. Thank you so much for staying with us. And we are going to break for lunch in a very short while. We will resume at 12:30, and you can use this very link to join us again at 12:30. Please note also that the link, our YouTube link, will end at this time, but everyone can join us at using this webinars. We have coming up webinars that deal with making the grade. I'm sure as university students, you want to succeed and be successful. And so we have Dr. Terencia Joseph, who will be sharing some useful and very interesting information on how to make the grade. We also have coming up Dr. Rodney Rajkumar. He will be talking about navigating the online, the virtual learning experience, the virtual learning environment. We also have our university pastor, Pastor Terry John, who will be sharing with us a little bit about the mission and the vision and the ethos of our university. So please come back. We are happy that you have stayed with us throughout the morning session, and we are looking forward to seeing all of you at 12:30 when we resume our orientation day 2 presentation. So thank you so much, and see you again at 12:30 this afternoon.